The Pixel 7 and 7 Pro might just be the best smartphones I've ever used. But they kinda have to be. Up against Apple, who are now really tightly building both their hardware and their software together to extract the most out of what they have, Android has needed a company who can do the same. Who can show us what a truly built from the ground up optimized Android experience looks like. And that's why it had to be Google, the company who makes the software, to finally show us how. Now whether you go for the Pixel 7 at $599 or the 7 Pro at $899, the unboxing experience is about average for 2022. You get the phones on top, no charger, but hey, at least we get a USB-C cable and an adapter that's going to help us with fast setup, and then, for some reason, a 140-page manual in both. And here we have them, Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro. So about a week before I switched over to these phones, I decided to go back to last year's Pixel 6 Pro to see where Google left off. And I was still, even in 2022, mostly blown away. It's this fantastical software experience that just feels alive. The phone takes some of the best point-and-click photos I've ever seen, compared to not just 2022 smartphones, but even professional cameras. And it's all packaged in this slick but distinctive futuristic shell that just screams my name. But there's three things that hold it back. The chipset, Google's self-made Tensor, is pretty underpowered. The battery life is mediocre, and while the Pixel 6 does take astonishing photos, the video quality kinda sucks, with graininess in every corner. Well, I'm happy to report that Google has not just fixed all of these key weaknesses with the Pixel 7s, but on top of that, created something so unbelievably good that it's shown me something I didn't even know I wanted. So let's start with design. I'm gonna be honest with you, when I first picked up these phones, I thought to myself, what have you done, Google? The two-tone colors that we had before were more interesting than the flat color options we have now. And there was something quite cool and mysterious about how the last phones just had this entire continuous band that was filled with unspecified Google camera magic. Compared to now where it's a bit more standard, like, okay, this bit here is a camera lens, this bit is, well, empty space. But since then, the Pixel 7s have grown on me quite a lot. I've started to appreciate the slightly more rounded corners, the clickier power button, how the sides now seamlessly connect to the camera visor on the back, as opposed to it feeling like a separate piece, and how the back itself is now made of a more scratch-resistant glass to last time. More than anything, I'm actually just really glad that they've kept this visor at all. It's a good design choice. It gives your fingers a natural place to rest, which isn't on the cameras. Even in landscape mode, when I'm playing games on this phone, I actually find that I'm using it as an additional way to grip the phone. And actually, the benefit of it being a matte finish this time makes that action feel a bit less icky. Not to mention that because the visor is even across the entire back, it makes the phone sit flat when resting on a table. The only thing that I can't get used to is the fact that the base Pixel 7, which has a flat display compared to the curved one on the 7 Pro, does feel a little sharp where that screen